What's going on? This is your man Trip Lee, and you watching Mwendo Radio Backstage.
Everybody lends an ear. I wanna thank you in advance for letting us make it clear to y'all on the Mwendo Radio Show.
Trip Lee, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. So, what has Trip Lee been up to these past couple of years or year and a half since you took the break, man?
So since March of last year, I've been on staff in my church in DC, which has been good. And so when I came on staff in my church, it was a little bit of a big priority shift for me, in that music, which had been the main thing for me for a long time, almost 10 years, took a backseat to local church ministry and preparing to be a pastor and pastoral ministry in my church. So what I've been up to, man, I've been on staff in my church, serving, man. Been loving my wife and my son. The Lord's been growing me, making me more like Jesus, and making more and more clear kind of what my future's going to look like. And, a lot of things are still figuring out in terms of what exactly it'll look like for me. And a lot of things it change, ways I think things are going to look, and the Lord changes them, health things, and make things happen a little bit differently, all kind of stuff. But the Lord has been gracious to me and keeps giving me opportunities to serve him. So I'm excited about that, and working on new music, new book almost done. So still good things going on.
What do you think your future looks like in terms of the pastoral ministry? Because I know that's been something that's been near and dear. I remember you took a break before to do the internship, at Capitol Hill. Do you see yourself planting the church? Do you see yourself maybe being a part of an established church, being a part of a church plant? I've been hearing some things. I don't want to put the rumors out there, but
Thank
you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ask it in a generic way.
Yeah. It's a good question, man. There's so many things, honestly, that are up in the air. One of the things that's been really interesting about the last year is that I'll plan things the way I think they're going to go, and the Lord kind of does his own thing. So that there are all kinds of dynamics in there that just make it different than what I thought it was going to be. And so there's still actually a process of me figuring out what that's going to look like. And so this year, my church, I'm just doing, general pastoral work, teaching and counseling, those kind of things. And I'm trying to figure out the right balance for me and what it looks like for me to be a pastor. My desire is still to pastor. If the Lord said, hey, you can only pastor or you can rap, then I'm done rapping. I feel like the main thing God has called me to do is to preach his word and to shepherd his flock. And I want to do that. And I actually have health issues that complicate it a little bit for me. I have chronic fatigue syndrome, which a lot of people don't really know about. But what it does is it just makes it severely limits me and how much energy I have to give. And for so many years, I'm a rapper, and so I have this super flexible schedule. And so it really hurt me in school. That's actually why I never finished college. But it really hurt me in school as a full-time student. But I had such a flexible schedule as a rapper, I didn't realize how much of a blessing that was. And so when I come on staff in my church, and I try to just do like 9 to 5 in the office every day, serving in that way, it wrecks me. Like it just takes me out altogether. It was a rough 9 months. March to December was a rough 9 months for me and my family. And so what we're doing right now is like trying to figure out a schedule that works for me with my health issues, and still trying to figure out how much public ministry I want to do and what kind of role that plays in my music. So it's a lot of figuring stuff out right now. Yeah.
This chronic fatigue syndrome, man, wow, bro. How did you even realize that you had that? Like, did you just kind of find yourself like, man, I'm always tired,
Yeah, well, I first got in 2007. And that's what happened. I actually got back to school one fall semester in 2007. And I was just done. You know what I'm saying? I was sleeping like 18 hours a day. And I'm like, clearly something's wrong. And I was exhausted for the other hours of the day, and went to the doctor. And long story short, went to a couple doctors who both said, yeah, we think you have chronic fatigue syndrome. There's no cure for that. There's no one medicine that makes it all better. I'm way better than I was then. And then I was pretty much for lack of better terms, handicapped. I couldn't really do anything productive. And by God's grace, I'm doing a lot better. There's some people who have it who are a lot worse than me, who are bedridden all the time, who don't have the opportunity to have any kind of flexible job. You know what I'm saying? If I had to work a 9 to 5, I don't know how to provide for my family. So God has been really gracious to me in that way. But yeah, I've had it since 2007, way better than I used to be. And, you know, I still am learning how it affects me in different environments. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Since you've come on staff at the church,
Yeah.
what is the what's the biggest surprise that you saw pastoring that you were like, wow, like this is totally different on that side? And I know you've been around ministry and great ministers for a long time, but what was that one thing that you were just like, man, like I didn't think it was gonna be like this?
Yeah, man, I think it might just be the joy of serving God's people and preaching His word and loving on them, man. I think the change from when I was traveling a lot and just really involved into the life of the church to then being on staff at the church, I think the change there was, my commitment level didn't change. It was my availability changed and my role changed. I think that switch was more drastic than I even expected in a really good way. And that I was able to build a lot more relationships, a lot deeper. I was able to give a lot more of my time. And in a lot of ways, confirmed, where I think God is calling me, what He's giving me the desire to do, and I think the gifts to do. So.